Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and courtesy of the awesome folks over at Out of Darts, I have a brand new pair of shiny pistols. What we have here is the Blitz and the Freerunner, designed by chance and sold by Out of Darts, and I'm gonna take them to the range and I'm gonna plink with them, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about them. These are entirely too much fun to dual wield, but I'm gonna start single. We're gonna start with the Blitz, which is obviously semi-automatic and solenoid powered. The pusher is a solenoid, so you've got that clack. Oh! I got two of them, and I'm pretty sure I got them with a single shot. Yeah! Clackiness. Clackiness is awesome. And the power's not bad. Let's take a look at the other one. The Freerunner, the difference is it has a mechanical pusher. And a very, very snappy one. I like it as well. Well, I got one, the rest all went around it. Flywheeler's never going to be the most accurate thing, at least not brushed ones. These are fun. These are a lot of fun. And they're also right in that range where I can use them at a lot of different games. I'm not sure. Oh, they might be a little hot for most HVZs, but they would be. I would be able to use them at. I think Afterworlds is 130. I know the Portland games are 130, and I think that's about where these are coming in. I'd have to check. They might be just at that limit, but are absolutely fantastic. I would like to get holster mounts for them. I may have to reprint the top plate, as I think that's where they mount. Or maybe I'll just make holsters for them. That would be pretty cool too. It'd be a little bit difficult because of where the mag is and it's not in the grip. But love the design. Love how solid they feel. I'm not worried about them breaking. I like the sveltiness of it, the spaciness of them. And this is all stuff I should be talking about back in the shop. But I want to plink some more, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll go talk about it. Here we go. I got him. Oh, I got all but one. Did I get it with the last one? Oh, I nicked it! Ha ha ha! 5 rounds to go, even. Yeah, those'll do. Those'll do. I like the clack, but I also like the snappy. I like them both. Personally, I wish they had rev triggers, but that's just me. And that's a lot more complicated in the design. I know. It takes up room where the batteries go and all that, but these aren't bad. I'm gonna talk about them in the shop. Here we go. Right, let's talk about them. So as I said, they look very, very similar, and they are very similar, obviously. Very similar profile in all directions, so there are some notable differences. The Freerunner is narrower than the Blitz. The back ends are a little bit different, and while the grips look the same, the battery doors are in fact not interchangeable. A little bit of difference in the mag wells, but other than that, they are obviously very, very similar. Designed by the same person and are very similar internals, really. The Blitz, as I mentioned, is solenoid driven, so it uses a Out of Darts neutron solenoid as the pusher. This one currently has Loki's, and I think Flywheel of the World wheels. I could be wrong about that. This one has a mechanical pusher, which I really, really like. Very, very snappy. And it also has Loki's and the same wheels, and I believe they take the same cage, and that's really the neat thing about these designs, is that the cage is hot swappable. Well, not hot swappable. I wouldn't recommend hot swapping them, but they're very easy to swap. Let me find the right wrench here. Takes 3 bolts taken out of the top, which are fairly well hidden. There's very little hardware visible on this, and it makes for a very sleek design. One on the back, two up here in the front, and the whole top just comes off. It uses brass inserts, so you don't have to worry about stripping out the plastic if you take it off too much. Up here we have our pusher block, and then we have our flywheel cage, which is, I believe, supposed to be held in by a pair of screws, but whoever assembled mine didn't seem to think I needed them, and you really kind of don't. But it will just come out, and then it's held in with quick release tubes that I've put a little extra heat shrink out, but it just pops out. And then you can swap the cage. You could get a cage with a higher crush, a lower crush, different motors. If you wanted to go down to a 2S, you could get one with, you know, Fang revamps or Michelle 2s or whatever configuration you want. And then it just pushes right back in. Just get it shoved all in there. And you're ready to go. Very, very simple. If you needed to tune it by a lot, obviously you could switch in, like I said, different cage with different crush or different motors, different battery options, and makes it very, very easy to customize them to whatever setting you want. So if you want to use them for, you know, a 150 game, but you also want to use them for HVZ, there's enough of a gap there that it might be worth it to have two different cages so you can switch between one or the other. I dig it. Personally, I honestly don't know which of these I like more. I love the haptic feedback of the click-clack of the solenoid, but I also really like the snappiness and reliability of a mechanical pusher, the simplicity of a mechanical pusher. And this one, oh, so very snappy. Both of them, you can pretty much squeeze off shots as fast as you can pull, because there's enough of a delay between the time that you hit the switch that makes the motor spin before the solenoid goes, that it's pretty much the wheels have gotten up to speed by the time the dart hits them, which is really, really cool. You don't have to worry about too much drop between shots. With the Lokis and the cage and the 3S, I was coming in at, 36 meters per second. Coming in at just about 130 FPS, which is perfect, because I could use these at the Portland Mall Battle and possibly at some HVZs. Some HVZs are 130, others are 120. If I really need to drop it down a little, I probably could. I could also run it on a 2S and get it down to a lower FPS. So just very, very cool. The solenoid one is much heavier. That neutrino is not light. But it gives it a very, again, just a hefty feel, a solid feel. I like it. I mentioned that about the design. It's very svelte. It's kind of a rebel feel to it, more than an N-Strike feel. This one's a little more N-Strikey. It's got a few more angles. This one's a little bit more curved. But in general, they're very svelte. I like that. Solid design. It's two shell parts, so there's nothing to break, really. It feels very solid. Plenty of room on the battery housing for the battery I want to run, which is this little 850 that I use for my pew-pews, my all kinds of blasters use that same battery. So very, very cool. So if you're looking for a good semi-automatic pistol, something not too expensive, easy to assemble, easy to customize, you have your option here of the solenoid-powered Blitz or the mechanical pusher Freerunner. Again, designed by Chance, sold by Out of Darts. Links will be in the description. My thanks to Out of Darts for sending me these. These are gorgeous. I love that they made them in opposing colors. That's just really, really cool. Still have the orange on the front, though. That can be done for whatever colors, because that is a separate part. And my thanks to you guys for watching.